Okay, dude, I fucking hate the dentist office.
I just love the way you're just that whole setup sentence.
Dude,
I gotta tell you, if there's one thing I hate, sorry, it's the dentist. And if you're like me, what are you trying to sell me? What are you trying to sell me,
I
Joe?
gotta tell you this. We make fun of it. I could be a stand-up comedian. I'm sorry. I could. And this is why I could. Because I wouldn't be a good stand-up comedian. I would be a bad one. But I know I can do it because I would just do relatable ass comedy. And that would get the funnies. Even though it's like the shittiest form of comedy, like in my opinion. I know that's what I think I could be a shitty like stand-up comedian at like a dive bar or something.
Okay, well.
like
well,
man.
hold on now. Hold on.
Yeah.
Do you think that you could get money for your comedy?
I
no money in the like not even
probably not, but I think I could.
Okay, well, as long as we agree on that, then I don't think
saying I can't get money.
No, absolutely not.
Dude, I could no. I would, dude, are you telling me these bits like hating the dentist office and rush hour traffic and the overpriced store? Are you telling me these bits aren't golden? These are golden bits.
Golden bits. Like Joe Dorado. Let me tell you something.
That'll be my Netflix special. Golden bits. Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
Good.
Oh, okay. Geez. Do you know who Kyle Mooney is? He's on Saturday Night Live.
I think so.
He's got this character, this hilarious character named Bruce Chanling. And here's the issue, Joe, is that
I know him.
Yeah. Bruce Chanling is a parody of bad stand-up comedy. And that's the joke. But you're saying you would do this earnestly, make these jokes.
No, I mean, I'm saying I could be a bad stand-up comedian, I guess is what I'm saying.
Well, everybody's a bad stand-up comedian. Every person there is.
True. I bet I could if I made it very obvious that I was being ironic, I feel like I could do it. But the issue is it would get old really fast.
Yes.
So I could do it for maybe a bit and then that would be it. Because then after that, it would be really bad.
I look. That's basically doing what Kyle Mooney does when he does this character, Bruce Chanling.
Yeah.
Which is damn funny. And I mean, Joe, I just don't want to see you get hurt. Here's the thing.
I got you.
Look at American Idol. You have so many people going on American Idol that are shit singers. And the reason that they feel like they can go on American Idol is because no one close to them has told them you're a shit singer because they don't want to hurt their feelings.
Very true.
But then they let them go out and do this on television.
Yeah.
And, let fucking Katy Perry and Harry Connick Jr., crush their dreams. Bad. And I don't want to see you get hurt like that, Joe. So I am going to tell you as your friend that I don't believe in you in this instance.
In this venture.
Yes. And that while I always support you emotionally in this endeavor, I will not be able to support you in any facet.
Well, fair enough.
Okay.
That's great. I couldn't ask for a better friend. No, but I appreciate it. Imagine if I actually wanted to get into stand-up comedy. That would be wild.
Well, if you actually wanted to,
If I
if you
actually wanted to, like,
right,
I
and
feel
you
like I
like,
would practice and I would
focused on
actually,
exactly, you focused on the art form
yeah,
and you weren't just making,
making just dumb jokes. Yeah.
then I would support you all the way because
Yeah.
if you did some of what your first jokes would be and they went terribly, that would be a great learning experience.
But I'm just making a bit. Anyhow.
Just me.
And then I
Anyhow,
start and
dentists,
then I start
folks.
and then I
Dentists.
and then I start immediately like crying. um no man, the dentist. I just got to say I just I just don't like going to the dentist. And I know no one likes going to the dentist, but man, I hate it. It's just people are in your mouth, you know. And I only want one person, like I don't want anyone near my mouth except like select one person. I don't want anyone else though. And like it's just like I it's just such a weird profession. First of all, it's such a weird profession for someone to want to do. Like it's just crazy. Like you want to just go inside other people's mouths. Now, I'm glad they're doing it because like I need that in my life. I need people to fix my mouth and I appreciate it. But it's just so wild to me. It's just a very strange thing. And I just hate it because God, the sound kills me. The sound kills me. The sound is the worst sound imaginable. It's a terrible sound.
The scraping.
Oh my God. It like hurts so bad. And I mean, it hurts so bad to hear, but like not even that. It's just, I don't have the best teeth. I'm getting better. They're definitely getting better because, you know, I'm starting to take it a lot more seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So they're definitely getting better. And, you know, this last time I went, they like really were like, hey, if you don't start blah, 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 blah. I don't want to be embarrassed, so I'm not going to say, but if you don't start blah, 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 you're going to start possibly losing teeth. And I was like, oh, so I should probably, and you know what? If me saying that makes it sound way worse, I'm just going to say I'm not a consistent flosser. So they're like, you got to do this more consistently or you're going to not have a good time. I'm like, that's fair. So I'm kind of just, I'm like, okay, so I got to start doing that now. And I mean, and when I say I hate the dentist, I don't mean I hate the people who look at my teeth because they do a fantastic job and they are great people.
You hate the institution.
I hate the man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna protest dentist. No, I just hate the process. And I understand it's a necessary process. It's just a very frustrating process. And I've had bad experience. I've had a very bad experience with dentists in the past.
Ooh.
But with this dentist, well, like I used to have one of these I used to have one of the dentists that like I felt like was a sociopath and derived enjoyment and pleasure from other people's pain.
Right.
He was awful. I hated him. He was so fucking awful. Anyhow, we left him, which is great, and now we have this better dentist, and they're the best. But all I'm saying is, just don't like the process of it. But I know it's a necessary one. I'm very glad that that I still go and stuff. Anyway,
you know what I've thought about a lot is, you know, I like my teeth. My teeth are just fine. They do very well for themselves.
That's hashtag my teeth are just fine.
But I've almost just thought, and I'm sure that this is wrong in some way that I don't realize, but you know, you can just get all your teeth replaced with like
dentures.
Yeah, but you know, like the dentures that they like fucking screw into your face. So they're like permanent. They're just false.
Oh.
You seen these? Have you heard about this? Have you read about this?
Have you seen this?
You know,
What's that? That's a good bit. That's from something.
That's awesome. A good bit.
It's from. I could have sworn I heard another comedian do that. Anyway, sorry.
Everybody. That's everybody.
You're right.
That's you most of all.
You're right. Fair enough.
But I don't know. I'm sure. I mean, the recovery for that's got to be terrible.
I mean, but also
at some point, I don't know. Then I wouldn't have to deal with it. You'd gotta floss those things though, for sure.
Yeah, and not even that. It's that, but also, I think it would feel really weird not to be able to have like feeling in my teeth.
Oh, like hot and cold and stuff?
Yeah, I also feel like I can feel like
fuck it. I can feel it with the rest of my mouth.
No, but I also feel like I can feel like I can feel my teeth, like even when I just touch them. Like obviously you don't feel like when you like hit them with something or like I don't know. I feel like
but you still feel
really weird.
You're feeling, I'm sure it would. But think about when you're hitting your teeth. What are you really feeling? You're feeling the impact.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's just weird, man.
Not necessarily feeling the touch. No,
that would fucking hurt, dude. Oh, I'm just thinking about that.
I'm sure it would be terrible. But
honestly, I would probably just go with fucking dentures that you take
regular
out.
Dentures. Hey, you got to take them out. You got no teeth at times.
Oh,
you sleep with no teeth.
Oh, that would feel so weird. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's no winning. There's no winning in this game.
That's why I just want to keep my teeth.
Fair enough.
That's the winning. That is the winning.
Well, what do you say we get into some movie news here,
Joe?
Yeah,
this is Film Juice podcast where we talk about dentistry and TV. No, we talk about movie news and movies and TV and entertainment of the such. My name's Judd Apatow.
I'm Andrew William H. Macy, Canada.
Oh, wow. Damn. I didn't know you were related.
No relation.
Oh. See. I see. Checks out. And man, we got some good fucking news today. Yeah. I'm excited to get into it. Well, actually, we don't have good news for one part of it. I guess we'll just get into it. The Tenet got delayed. Which sucks. That's like, I don't know. That's just, it got delayed to the end of July, right?
Yes. I wish I had the date.
I think it's July
right in front
3rd.
of me.
I really think it's actually like July 31st. Hold on.
It is delayed until July 31st. That's right.
I was right. Okay. So, yeah, it got delayed till July 31st, which, I mean, I think that's the move for Christopher Nolan because he wants this in theaters. Not only that, he wants it to be one of the movies that kind of reinvigorates theaters, or revives them in a way, I guess. I don't know. It's interesting. You know what's crazy? We talked about this. We talk about this every time we talk about this movie, so we will not talk about it a lot today because we've talked about it so much before. Yeah. But I will say, in a couple weeks, I'm pretty sure I will be going to the drive-through.
The drive-in?
The drive-in. The Dairy Queen drive-through. Oh, no,
Dairy Queen is your go-to drive-through?
I don't know.
McDonald's is the go-to drive-through if you're referencing a drive-through.
You're right. That's true. Or Wendy's.
No, it's McDonald's.
Okay.
It's definitely not Dairy Queen. Oh my gosh, Joe. What
but
kind of you're living a life so different from the rest of us.
I'm just an enigma. That's what can I
You
say?
really are. I like it.
But no, I'm going to a drive-in the next couple of weeks. I mean, I could go before then too, but I'm planning on going at least in a couple of weeks. And I think it would have been really interesting if he released it in drive-throughs, in drive-ins, and then released it to theaters after. I doubt that would be a good business move, money-wise, but it would get people to go to the drive-in. But that was a thought I had. I know that's not economically sound for a studio to do, but I'm just saying, that could have been a thing, and then
Yeah, but I
yeah.
mean, we know how he feels about,
He doesn't like drive-ins. I feel like a drive-in is pretty much a
well,
theater.
it's just that he is so into the theater experience.
Yeah, that's true. You're not getting the sound. Yeah, that's true. The sound from yeah, that's actually very true. Because one thing you do sacrifice at a drive-in is sound quality. So that's very fair. And honestly, a big thing with his movies is sound. He's huge into the blah. But just sounds in general. Like he's just sounds in general. Oh my god, he's a huge sound guy, you know. But yeah, so I guess we'll see what comes of it. July 31st. I don't know. Do you think this was the right move?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say yes. I don't really have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, he wants it to release in theaters so badly.
Yeah.
Got to do what you got to do, I
Dude,
guess.
I hope it does.
Yeah, it's whatever.
I'm going to the theater if it comes out in theaters, I'm gonna see this movie.
Yeah.
I like. Oh my god, it looks so good. It just looks so good. I want to see it so bad. And like, I'm sure there'll be like measures in place at the theaters. So like, I don't know. I have a good feeling. I'm really hoping July is the month for theaters. We'll see what happens. Maybe technically August, I guess, but July. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, so that was the first thing. What was there was then we got a new trailer for
Oh yes. Sorry to interrupt, Joe,
yeah.
but there's some breaking news.
Oh boy.
On the horizon.
Oh boy.
This just in. I've just been handed this.
Shit.
Kristen Stewart is going to play Princess Diana in the Princess Diana biopic.
Oh shit. I actually just saw that too.
Yep.
Wow. That was actually breaking news. It literally wow.
Fresh out of the box.
Literally fresh out of the box.
As we're recording.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know,
I like Kristen Stewart, but she's so low energy, dude. And not like Princess Diana was bouncing off the walls or anything, but you know,
they look similar though. I see the similarity.
Yeah, they're, thin white women with high cheekbones and not that high cheekbones. I don't know. I think they definitely look similar enough.
Yeah. I think it'll work. I see Kristen Stewart is low energy, I agree, but I will say I haven't seen this movie, but I heard in Charlie's Angels, she killed it.
Okay.
I heard she killed it, and I heard that she like that was like a pretty different role for like what she usually does.
I believe it.
I haven't seen that movie. I've heard from multiple people that she was like the standout in that film. Which is awesome because like and you know what's funny? I remember I wanted to see that movie when it came out, and I can't remember. There's some reason I wasn't able to go see it, but yeah. But yeah.
So I wonder how that'll be.
Me too. She had blonde hair in Charlie's Angels, so it's not like I'm sure it won't be too hard for. I'm sure once she gets blonde, like because I know like Princess Diana's blonde, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure she'll look. Yeah, dude. If
No,
she
I don't
changes,
think the hair is
No, I
ever
know, I
going to
know.
be an issue. They make
Yeah.
wigs.
Yeah, they make wigs.
I mean,
But
yes. She's got blonde hair now. She can do it.
yeah, but that's crazy. But yeah, no, that's awesome news. I like that. I like that casting. I really like Kristen Stewart. I think she
Yeah.
is. I say this at almost every show now. I feel like, but I like the Twilight movies. So,
Yeah.
I like her. I like her in those.
Well, I
Whether
hope
they're
it'll be.
bad movies.
I think it'll be an interesting movie. I don't know if it'll be good. Supposedly, it's going to take place over one weekend.
I don't know anything about Princess Diana, so I don't know how interesting it could be.
Okay, like I just said, the angle that they're taking is supposedly it's going to take place over one weekend.
That's
when she's
crazy.
kind of deciding if she's going to marry Prince Charles or not.
Oh, see,
so it's not going to involve her death or whatever from the sound of that. So it's not going to be like her whole life or anything. Just based on that, I can't confirm that for sure, but that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Hold on. I need to see.
I don't know.
When did she? Oh, she died. She died before I was born. Oh, okay. That's why I don't really know. Okay. Did she just die of old age, or did she?
Joe, what the fuck?
What?
No.
Oh,
Princess Diana?
Dude, I have no idea. I
didn't realize. But I didn't.
I literally have no idea who she is, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't. Like, I know she has something to do with the royalty in the UK. That's all I know.
Okay. Princess. We can't. I don't want to spend too much time on this.
No, but I literally have no idea.
Oh my God.
If you could give me Spark Notes really quick, just
Spark Notes on Princess Diana. Well, she was married to Prince Charles, who is Queen Elizabeth's son, who's still alive. She's the mother of Harry and William.
Okay.
She was. There was a little conflict between her and the royal family because of the amount that she interacted with the rest of the world. And there were some times when she sort of spoke out against the family and how they used their influence and how she thought they could have used their influence. And she was heavily involved in certain humanitarian efforts. And she definitely wouldn't, play ball with the royal family on a lot of things.
She was dope.
Yes, exactly. She was dope. And
she died in a car crash.
She died in a car crash. Nice. So she and Prince Charles were actually separated.
Oh,
and she died in a car crash with her lover at the time. Dodi El Fayed, I believe was his name.
Yeah.
And, there's some conspiracy theories that the royal family was involved and perhaps foul play was afoot.
Damn, that's juicy. That's crazy.
So she's kind of they kind of made her a martyr, I guess, in that sense. Well, if they were involved, I'm not saying they were. I don't think that they necessarily were.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea.
But she sort of became that regardless because of,
Fucking wild. Damn. Yep. Okay, well, now I'm glad I know. I literally had no idea. Now that I have some background.
Yeah.
Now that I have some background, I understand, why this could be, an interesting movie. Okay, so that's cool. I like that. Okay. I mean, if it's going to take place over a weekend, then that's an interesting premise, because I think that's a cool premise. And I guess her, if she's such an activist, so that would be, I like that. Cool. Okay, sweet. Well, thank you for explaining that. I'm sorry. I just genuinely had no
clue.
Problem. So anyhow, this was this week's instance of Joe getting educated. We have one more. Well, no, we have another bit of movie news, I guess. We have the trailer, a new trailer for the Will Ferrell Netflix movie came out. It's a weird name.
Mm-hmm. You don't have it on hand?
I do actually have it on hand. It's Eurovision Song Contest, Story of Fire Saga. And it stars Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams. And it's, we saw the teaser before, and me and Andrew, we talked about it on the show. We both seemed pretty excited for it. It was just a teaser. Yeah. But it was like, it was silly as hell. We had no idea what it was.
Nope.
Because it didn't say. Now that we kind of know a little bit more from watching this trailer, very interesting. We briefly talked about it, but I want to hear what you think about this trailer.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it was a fair trailer.
Yeah.
I think, you know what? It looks a lot to me like Blades of Glory. It reminds me a lot of Blades of Glory. It really does.
Dude, I think even just how it's shot.
Yes, exactly. Which is a good movie. But the only thing I'm worried about, Rachel McAdams is obviously a good actress, but I don't know if she can carry as the lead of full out comedy, especially a Will Ferrell comedy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I mean, Rachel McAdams, like, she doesn't. This is a movie that's so heavy on character.
Yeah,
and she's not someone I think of to play real sort of out there characters.
Mm-hmm. I will say,
like she could play somebody, doing. I mean, she could play, whatever. But but this, like a real like character that's so, man, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know. I think she, from what I saw in the trailer, I think she seemed like she fit the part, and it's sometimes like it seemed a little like restrained, I guess is the word. Because I see what you're saying. Like I feel like you're a little worried she won't be able to go all out. Like,
well, I think she gets it, and I think that she is certainly giving it, like, she's gonna go all in. Like, she's not gonna half-ass it or anything.
Yeah.
I just honestly don't think that she has the acting talent to do a character like this based on the trailer.
I mean, we'll see.
Know. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's the truth.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I think this is where I stand, I guess, on this is obviously, like, Will Ferrell obviously has a huge hand in this movie. This is any movie Will Ferrell's in, I feel like he has usually a huge hand in. At least this one. Like this one, like I wouldn't be surprised if he was directing this movie. I know he isn't, but he's at least executive producing. If I had to guess. But like it even seems like something he wrote, Like this seems very Blades of Glory. And right when you brought that up, I immediately realized that's exactly what it reminds me of. And it's not it's shot literally the same. I feel like it's shot the same way. I feel like it kind of has a very similar palette. It's very
not that this is a bad thing.
No, it's not. I mean, Blades of Glory came out.
Bad movie is it's like I said, this movie looks like it's going to be very heavily dependent on sort of goofiness and somewhat obscurity and stuff, and
which is what Blades of Glory was. It was 2007. It was fucking. That movie was so off the wall, like just goofy and like
Yeah.
I'll never forget seeing the trailer for Blades of Glory when it would always just play the part with Will Ferrell singing "My Lovely Humps" on the treadmill
humps.
or whatever it is. I just remember that part specifically, and it was really funny. But I don't know. This movie really this trailer really reminds me of that movie, and that's a good thing because that movie's so silly and.
It is a good movie, but I would argue that that movie is sort of a product of its time.
Yeah, that's also true. I don't know if I haven't seen that movie since it came out, so I bet I don't know. We'll see. I haven't seen it, but maybe it's one of those movies that hasn't aged too well.
No, I think it's aged just fine because. But to make a movie in 2020.
Yeah,
that's so similar to that style.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not sure if
it'll land.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. If anything,
but I like the weirdness of it.
Yeah, me too. And if anything, I will say, Will Ferrell's done questionable movies, like obviously, like he definitely has.
Name 60. Name 6 of them.
6 of them.
Yep.
Get Hard. Holmes.
That's not a questionable one. Okay, that one was just bad, but I don't know about questionable. Get Hard's not bad.
I heard it wasn't that great.
You didn't see it?
I didn't. I heard it was not good.
Joe.
I heard it was not good.
Let's drop this whole thing right now.
Oh my God. You watched Get Hard?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like never mind. Anyhow, I will say I was just about to say a movie, but you would have crucified me if I said it. I actually don't hate this movie either. I just don't think it's one of his best. Land of the Lost.
You don't want to say it?
I'm going to say it. Land of the Lost.
Oh yeah.
I think
that movie is not great.
Yeah. It's
got a few moments, but
yeah, it does have a few moments for sure. Anyhow, I'm just saying he's done a few questionable movies, and but for the most part, his track record is good enough where I think, and this isn't a movie that this is a movie that like I said, is clearly like backed by him. And I don't know, he's funny as hell, and I think he's a great actor. So I'm excited to see. I'm very excited to see it, whatever it is. It's going to be on Netflix, so we'll definitely be able to watch it, and I'm sure we'll definitely be able to review it. So that'll be sick. When does it come out? Does it have
the 26th?
Oh, of July
of this month.
Oh, yep. Of this month. Oh shit, we're seeing it soon. We're definitely reviewing it then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I guess you guys will find out soon what we think about that. But anyhow, we got one more bit of movie news. We'll get by it really quick. Before we get into our movies today. And it is based around another one of these Instagram posts. So this Instagram post was posted by Lights Camera Barstool, and it has 3 rows, row A, B, and C, and you have to delete one movie from each row forever. We did another one of these before. This one is a little different. It has different movies, and I think this one's a lot more difficult than the other one that we talked about. But I just think this is a really interesting talking point. So me and Andrew haven't discussed this at all, so I'm very excited to see what we pick. It's a very hard choice, so I'll read down the choices really quick.
Wait a minute.
What?
This is strange. I'm looking at it now. Never mind. I'm sorry. Keep going.
So we have row A, which is Goodfellas, The Dark Knight, Return of the King, Alien. One of them has to go. Then we have row B, Empire Strikes Back, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, The Departed, and Inglourious Bastards. One of them has to go. And then we have row C, which is Back to the Future, Inception, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and The Matrix. One of them has to go. Now, yeah, I guess I'll just give us a second just to gather our thoughts on
Okay.
this.
Yeah. No, I got it. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Okay. Well, let's start with. What's funny is I think working from row C to A is actually easier. I think row C is the easiest one for me.
Oh, ooh, okay. I wonder which one you're gonna pick, because I genuinely don't know.
Really?
Yeah. Although my tone is not that, but yes, I genuinely don't know.
I'm getting rid of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay, that's what I thought. Interesting.
Dude, I can't get rid of The Matrix. If I was to get rid of one other one, it would have to be The Matrix, but I can't. Like,
no, I love that movie. That first Matrix movie is so good. It's
classic. It really is. Same with Back to the Future. Obviously, we're not getting rid of that. And Inception, I love that movie too much. Like, I can't. Yeah, I can't. So as much as I love Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, like it doesn't. I can't pick it over these ones. This row was kind of stacked against Spider-Man, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, you know what? I think that you might be right. However, the one that I am going to pick from this row to be deleted forever is Inception. Because while that movie's awesome, I honestly could probably go the rest of my life without watching it again. I'd probably watch it 2 more times. But these other ones I could watch it like over and over and over and over.
I could, dude. I mean, and this is just me because I am just, and you know this, I'm just like a huge fan. I mean, we're both a huge fan of Christopher Nolan, but I'm just saying, like, Inception is one of my favorites of his. And I never get bored watching that movie. Like, I know what's going to happen every time. And I just think there's so much replay value in his movies, which is one of the reasons why I love like his movies. And I think Inception has a lot of replay value, which is why I like that movie a lot. But yeah, no, I think that's a fair choice. Yeah. For me, like I said, it was definitely between Spider-Man and The Matrix, but The Matrix is too classic. Like, it really, at least the first one, you know. And Back to the Future was untouchable. There's no way you could get rid of Back to the Future. Like, if someone told me they were getting rid of Back to the Future, that's insane. Like, yeah. So anyhow, so that's row C. I think fair picks though. Fair picks. Let's go to row B. We got The Empire Strikes Back, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, The Departed, Inglourious Basterds. This is when stuff starts to get more spicy.
Yeah, this one's tough.
Row A is definitely the hardest for me, but this one is definitely a little more difficult than row C.
Joe?
I'm thinking. I know. Okay, so I want you to. Which one are you going to pick for this one? I think I know what I'm picking.
Yeah, it's so tough because this is basically the only good Terminator movie.
I know.
But I think I have to get rid of it.
Dude,
because the other ones are just too awesome.
I almost got rid of The Departed, but then I was like, when's the
that movie's so good though.
I know. And then I was also like, when's the last time I watched Terminator 2? And when am I ever going to watch it again? Because Terminator 2 is a great movie. I know some people are diehard Terminator fans and mainly Terminator 2 fans. And I get that. And I respect that. I'm just not, I was never huge into Terminator. As like, I just didn't grow up with Terminator 2. Like, I just didn't. I watched it like once or twice, but like, I just wasn't one of the people who like got into it. So, as much as I like that movie, and I think it's a really cool movie, I have to get rid of it here. Yeah, because like it was that between that and The Departed, but The Departed's too fucking awesome.
Yeah. So you have to.
Yeah. So, and Inglourious Basterds was untouchable for me in this one, as well as Empire Strikes Back. So, I know some people could get rid of Inglourious Basterds, though. That movie is one of my favorite Tarantino films, so I can't personally get rid of that. But yeah. Okay, let's go to row A. This is the one, dude. This one's fucking tough, man.
Yeah, this one is tough, but I know which one I'm gonna pick.
I gotta say, I think this one's also kind of unfair. I know which one's the untouchable one for me for sure. And I think you know it too. But because I used to reference it all the time. I still reference it a decent amount. But this sucks. Okay, so this is what it comes down for me. I love Goodfellas, right?
Yeah.
I love Goodfellas. I've only seen it I haven't seen it in a while. Like I definitely, if we were to review it on the show, I definitely would have to rewatch it because it's been so long.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's also one of my it's a classic and it's a great movie. And I also know that certain movies probably wouldn't be around if that movie never happened. With The Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, obviously it's a fantastic end to a great trilogy. But this is when I think it's unfair. I just think it's unfair to put the third movie of a trilogy in. I don't know. I have to go with Return of the King. The reason why is because my favorite Lord of the Rings movie is The Two Towers. I'm just personally more of a Two Towers person. I know a lot of people go back and forth on them. I like Return of the King too. I loved Return of the King, and I hate to see it go. But if I'm being practical, I'm gonna watch Goodfellas over Return of the King 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Return of the King has to go for me.
I agree. It sucks that it's to cut off the end of a great franchise.
Yeah. Yep.
But part of the reason, and obviously The Dark Knight is part of a franchise, but these other 3 movies could
Dark Knight's
stand on their own so well. Exactly.
Yeah.
And Return of the King just frankly doesn't, I mean, in general, doesn't match up to them.
No, it really doesn't. I mean, you could argue, in my opinion, I think you could argue Two Towers being more standalone. I think Return of the King is not that standalone though. It relies a lot on the past movies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fair.
Well,
it's not a bad thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing. It's just it's how it is. Just like I think if it was The Dark Knight Rises, I think that would also hinder from the same thing. Because I mean, The Dark Knight Rises is a standalone movie, but I also think that movie kind of relies on you knowing past events and stuff, especially with the stuff that happens towards the end of that movie. Anyhow, but yeah, for me, it was definitely between Goodfellas and Return of the King. Alien was untouchable. There's no
I agree.
way you could get rid of Alien.
No, that movie's amazing. I mean, also, honestly, if I'm being honest, Goodfellas is also untouchable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the only reason why for me is just because I haven't seen it in so long. Dude,
right.
I need to watch it.
I understand. Yeah, we should do it on the show.
We really should. That's one of my grandfather's favorite movies, actually.
That does not surprise me even a little.
I remember the first time I watched it, I was a kid. And it's not a movie I should have watched at the age I watched it at. But he was watching it. And he was like, hey, Robert De Niro, he's betting on the horses. And I was like,
it's a perfect impression of Joe's grandfather for everybody out there listening.
I was like, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And I just remember watching that movie, and I have good memories. So that was another reason why I couldn't get rid of that one.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Look at all that cocaine. Go Yankees. That's my impression of your grandpa.
You do, dude. He's a very what's the word? Iconic person, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
I think it's very hard I think whether for better or worse, you can never say he doesn't leave an impression.
Yeah.
and I think that's
I think it's always for better, in my opinion.
Yes, in my opinion as well. And I think yeah. Anyways, shout out to Grandpa Dorado. Love him. He just had his 64th anniversary a
Wow.
day ago. Isn't that crazy, dude? That's
It
nuts.
is crazy.
Anyway, sorry, we're off topic, but I just thought that was crazy. Shout out to my grandpa though. He's great. And my grandma. They're both great. Anyhow, so that's it for movie news and stuff this week. We got a big movie this week. Well, two big movies for sure, but the one we've been wanting to talk about for a long time. Ever since the trailer came out, I think you knew about it way before I did.
Oh yeah, I was on top of this thing. I remember, gosh, I don't even remember when it was, but maybe it might have been. It was a long time ago. It was certainly over a year.
Oh wow.
But Judd Apatow posted this thing on his Instagram that was just a photo of some of the cast together. And, there was nothing really out in the mainstream about that he and Pete Davidson were shooting this movie together.
Yeah.
And he just posted this picture, and I was like, I don't know. I know this is not going to come out for a very long time, but I'm pretty damn excited for whenever it does. And now it's finally here.
Yeah, no, it is. It's awesome, dude. I'm excited to talk about this movie. I think we both are. I gotta say, I haven't seen a Judd Apatow film in quite some time.
Really?
I'm trying to think of the last one I saw. I'm looking through his directed movies right now just to see what the last one I saw was.
Did you see Trainwreck?
I did not watch Trainwreck. I heard it was good. It was with Bill Hader and I've seen the scene from it. Did he? No, he produced The Big Sick. He wasn't a director on that movie.
No, that was Michael Showalter.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, from what I'm looking at, I think the last thing I saw him direct was 40-year-old virgin.
I knew you were going to say that, and that's crazy. So now hold on. So have you not seen Knocked Up?
I have not seen Knocked Up.
Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure.
I think he directed Knocked Up.
He did.
He either produced
He did direct Knocked Up. I think.
Okay. Did he?
Well, now I'm not too sure.
I've seen a lot of movies he's produced. I've seen a lot of movies. Like Pop Star Never Stop Stopping. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
Dude, that movie's so funny. Anyhow, so I really think 40-year-old virgin is the last one I've seen him direct though.
Fair enough.
And it's not. I haven't been avoiding.
This is 40. Funny People. You've never seen Funny People? With Adam Sandler.
Let me look.
And Seth Rogen.
Funny People.
That movie's amazing.
I don't think I did. When did it come out?
2009.
I did not see this movie. No.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey. So I haven't seen many of his movies. This is the first one I've seen in a while.
Right. That he's directed, but obviously he's produced.
Oh my god, I've seen
of stuff.
A lot of the ones he's produced.
Yeah.
Trainwreck with Bill Hader. I've seen clips from that movie and Amy Schumer. I've seen clips for that movie, but have not.
Have you seen?
Well,
no, I mean these are all produced, but I'm just curious, even movies that he's produced, because I've
seen a lot of movies
his fingerprints on them.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
No, I have not.
Oh, you son of a bitch! That's a great movie. Have you seen?
Wait! Isn't Forgetting Sarah Marshall the one with Adam Sandler? Or am I forgetting? Am I misremembering the movie?
You are. I don't know what you're thinking of.
There's this movie with Adam Sandler, and he's like the girl he falls in love with has memory
50
issues.
First Dates.
That's the one.
That's completely different. That's outside of the Apatow.
I love
verse.
that movie.
That is a great movie.
The Big Sick he produced.
Yes, that's true.
May It Last, the Avett Brothers documentary.
Have you seen
directed
Pineapple
that.
Express?
No, I'm not a big Seth
Pineapple
Rogen.
Express.
I don't know. I've never been a big Seth Rogen film guy.
All right. Well,
but yeah. Anyhow, so Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids. Yes. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyhow, so
let's get into this one. The one we're here today brings us all together to talk about.
Step Brothers. Sorry, Andrew But Taylor, and Superbad, and Talladega Nights. So there's a lot that I've seen that he's produced. Anyhow, so we got the King of Staten Island.
I like your tattoos. What are those numbers on your arm?
Oh, that's the date my dad died. He was a fireman. Died in a fire 17 years ago.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Don't be. It's fine.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Not your dad.
Pete Davidson playing this character Scott, who is very much based on I don't even think I could say loosely. It's very much based on I feel like it's pretty much based on just Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Obviously there's probably liberties, but for the most part he's playing himself. But his name is Scott, and his dad was a firefighter who died when he was like only 7 years old in a fire. Just pretty much just like what happened in real life with, if you're not aware, Pete Davidson's dad died at the 9/11 attacks with the fire. He was one of the firefighters. So yeah, and he jokes about he talks very openly and a lot about that, and he uses it a lot in his comedy too. He's if you're not aware of Pete Davidson, he's very much a dark comic. I think. So anyhow, he basically he lost his dad in the fire when he was only 7, and it's about him now. He's grown up. Do they ever say his age in the movie? I don't know if they.
Yeah.
He's in his 20s. I think he's like 24.
Yeah, I think so.
I think 24 is the age. But so he's 24. He never graduated high school. Didn't go to college, well, obviously. And he doesn't have a job, and he's just living with his mom. It kind of takes place at a point in.
And he wants to be a tattoo artist.
And it takes place. Well, and that's the other thing is. At first, he wants to be a tattoo. Yeah, we'll just go with that. He wants to be a tattoo artist. Okay. So he's at this point in his life, and we're at the point in his mom's life where his sister is moving out, going to college, and it's kind of at this point where his mom's trying to branch out and finally, maybe start seeing people. And also, there's people around her saying, it's not the best for Pete to just be living with her still. And maybe she should start getting him out of the house and like pushing him to do better things. And that's like part of the struggle in this movie. There's a lot of layers in this movie. I'm gonna leave it at that. I will say this movie is, in my opinion, a good way to summarize it, a coming of age story for 20-year-olds.
Interesting.
I'm gonna make a very big comparison here, and I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on this. This movie reminded me so much of The Graduate in all the good ways, in all the right ways. This movie reminded me so much of The Graduate.
I love
that movie. It is
movie.
so, and it's not like it rips The Graduate off. Thematically, this movie follows so many of the same beats, and it's so good. I have issues with this movie, and we'll get into, we'll talk about those a little bit. But this the one thing I do want to put across is that is a comparison I that is something that I felt while watching this movie. And dude, as being someone who just graduated college and doesn't have a job, this movie, like, I don't know, man. This movie kind of like, obviously I'm not in his scenario, but it gave me vibes of The Graduate, where it's like, I mean, I understand, like, he doesn't know. This is like someone who doesn't know what he wants to do. And I'm sure this movie is very relatable for a lot of different kinds of people. And, you know, I like that this movie does a very, very good job of not only humanizing his character, but he's not just like, he's a fuck up, but he's in this movie makes him more than that, I guess. You know what I mean? Like how people around, like, you know how, because they show how people see him and how he's treated by other people. And he kind of is battling that stereotype throughout, and that stigma throughout the film. And this whole movie is literally just about him trying to figure out who he is. And I think it's great. I really like it. I think it's a very compelling story, about finding yourself and finding, you know, at a very turning point in his life. And I don't know. I think just for his character, it's a really compelling story to watch. That's what I'll say on that. I want to hear some of your thoughts on this.
Sure. Well, I mean, the thing is, everything around him is changing.
Yes.
And he's been so used to being stagnant for so long that, you know, it's tough. He's got to either grow up in a sense, I guess, or not. There's several times, I think, where he sort of is at a crossroads where he gets to decide how he is going to grow, which is excellent. Again, it adds another element to it. And, you know, I completely agree with what you said about the relatability of this movie.
Yeah.
I think from just about any walk of life, you are able to relate to this in some way. And man, I think everything about this movie. I think everybody in it has at least one moment where they, you know, they shine and do very well. I think that the writing is excellent. It's written by Pete Davidson and Judd Apatow and Dave Sears.
The writing's fantastic.
Yeah, the writing is excellent. Here's the thing. I think that I wonder what you'll have to say about this, because I know you have some gripes. But I think the writing and the acting are so excellent that perhaps they overshadow how good this the direction of this movie actually is.
The directing in this movie is great.
It's phenomenal.
I also gotta say, hold on. I want to name drop this guy because I want to make sure I get it right.
Okay. Which fella?
Stan, the cinematographer, the DOP.
Oh, Robert Elswit.
Yeah, he killed it, dude. This movie could have so easily just been, you know, so boring in how it was shot. And obviously, like, it doesn't do a bunch of crazy things because, like, it's, you know, for the type of movie it is, there's only so much
for the story.
Yeah,
I would say.
But I will say, whenever this guy could make a creative shot work, I feel like he did, and that is why it stood out to me every time. Like, there was multiple times where I was like, "Damn, that's a pretty good shot," and there's almost never in a movie like this when I would usually say that. But there's some, and I mean, this is more on the editing side, but there's a few sequences in this movie that are super well edited, a few montage moments, very well
absolutely
edited. So props to the editor too. Really, technically, this movie is very great as well. I really like. Yeah, I agree with you. The directing is pretty on point, though. I think everyone does a great job. In this movie, it's crazy. It's really crazy. And what's crazy is I've never seen a lot of these actors. The only two I've seen are well, no, there's three. I've seen Pete Davidson, seen Bill Burr, and I've seen the mom,
Marissa Tomei.
Those are the three characters that I've seen before. Oh, Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi. Yep, of course.
I will say, Bill Burr stand out in this movie.
I agree. Well, I think he's one of the standouts.
Yes. I mean, Pete Davidson is definitely the best character in the movie. The best, I think he does the best. And the script lends it to him, but I think Pete Davidson does the best job in the movie. I just think that the role he got and the role he has in the film just lends itself to that. But he just is so fucking good in this movie. But Bill Burr was a very big surprise. I didn't think he was going to be a big part in this movie, and he's pretty big part of this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
So that was
a huge part, and this is the biggest part that he's ever had in a movie, and he absolutely crushes it. I mean, he's phenomenal.
He really is good. I will say, so we did talk about the writing a little bit. I do want to say, and I don't think this isn't really one of my gripes, but I will say there are points where the writing, and I think this was probably intentional, there are points where the writing of this film is so, like, it's so awkward at points. And I think it's definitely intentional. So it's not really one of my gripes. It's just, there's just a few parts that, like, kind of make me wonder, like, what was going on through the character's head. And I don't know whether it was very well illustrated through the writing. For example, part where, I don't know if this is a spoiler, the part where it is talking about Bill Burr's relationship a spoiler, would you say? Like who he gets together with, would you say that's a spoiler?
Who he gets together with?
Like who he ends up with. Like not who he ends up, the relationship he is in this movie. No,
because that's in the trailer.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, so what I do want to say then. So he dates Pete Davidson's mom, and at first I thought it was very, very, very forced. It just seemed, and I think it ends up working out. But in the beginning, the way it was written seemed so unbelievably forced to me, like that they would just like get together. But the more I think about it, and the reason why this isn't a gripe is the more I think about it, the more I think it was definitely intentional.
Okay. I just want the way that the okay, interesting. The way that Bill Burr and Marissa Tomei get together.
Yeah.
The way that they start their relationship?
Yeah, it's like a super awkward, like, interaction.
I guess so, but forced? I don't think so. I think that, I don't know. You have to think about Bill Burr's character, really, the situation that he's in.
Yeah.
Right? Where he's like a divorced guy, and this woman who's his age is, seems to be very nice and attractive and stuff.
Yeah. I get it. I just, I think I know
it's awkward, but of course, I don't think you're saying that that's an issue.
It's not an issue.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's just some parts where the writing lends itself to being awkward. And I think that's the point. And I think it's good because it makes it like more real. The script feels very real. In a sense, like it feels like it doesn't. I don't think there's any part of the script that feels like it disingenuous. disingenuine. All of it feels very genuine. That's what I'm trying to say. Feels very true to life, which I like. It seems very accurate, and I like that part about it a lot. It really helps. I think like the story move along and stuff. What yeah, what did you think of the themes and the tones and the messages of this movie?
Well,
I guess mainly the tone.
Right. I very much enjoyed the tone because it ebbs and flows with Pete's character.
Yeah.
I feel like I've said this a million times. I don't know if I've said it on the show a bunch of times, but the best movies are movies that, of course, have both comedy and drama.
Yes.
Because that's what you're getting in life. And I will say that I do prefer when movies like this where the focus is more on the comedy, but that absolutely nail the moments that reflect the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah, this movie's very dark.
Yeah, it does get really dark.
It gets really dark, and dude, you can tell this movie was like very much like, you can tell how much of a hand Pete Davidson had in this.
Right. It feels very personal.
Yes. And
there are some parts, I'm sorry I keep interrupting, but I mean, obviously it is dark, but there are a few parts in this that I thought were really damn funny.
Oh no, I agree. I think so as well.
Oh, I want to add one more thing.
Yeah.
I'm always talking about child actors on this podcast. I think that probably started when we were talking about Just Friends.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because the kids in that movie are terrible. The kids in this movie are amazing. They play
really
Bill Burr's children. I'm sorry I don't have the actors' names down, but Harold and Kelly. And Harold in particular, oh my gosh, that kid is unreal. It's one of my favorite parts of the movie.
They were good. Dude, I gotta also say, like a coming-of-age story, there's a lot of heartwarming parts of this movie. Like, there's a lot of like, oh, there's a lot of that. I will say, this movie, it just, so, yeah, I also want to say, like the Pete Davidson hand in this is very, very obvious, and it's so well done, and it feels very personal, like you said, and it makes you like, he's talked about many times how he's like a very depressed person, or he struggles with depression, right? Like he's been very open about it in his comedy, and on Saturday Night Live. Like he's talked about it before. That's why he got rid of all social media and stuff. And so he does struggle with depression and like, and yeah, so this movie, like, it's just, you can tell, like, there are some parts in this movie that you can tell, like, are, in my opinion, I feel are very real emotions that, like, he feels at times. And that is, like, I don't know, there was a lot of moments in this movie where I was just like, I just want to give Pete Davidson a hug. I just want to be like, it's okay, man. Like, I get it. Like, this is really rough shit. Like, and I can't even imagine, but like, turn out okay. Like, because man, he nails, like, obviously he's had experience with it, but he nails this character. And when he talks about, like, and you know, one part that, what moments of the movie emphasizes the most, the interactions with him and his sister. Every time him and his sister interact,
who is played by uh, Maud Apatow, who's Judd Apatow's daughter.
Oh, I did not know that.
That's why I mentioned it, because I wasn't sure if you knew.
Oh, she was in that one movie that was directed by Kevin. I recognize where I noticed her from now, I think. But
Okay.
yes, so I can't think of it, so I'm not even gonna try bother finding it. But so every interaction with her and Pete Davidson, it feels like a really real and raw relationship. And not only that, you really see, those are the moments where you see like how sad Pete Davidson really is, and how, you know, really like how traumatized he really is from everything that's happened in his life. And he's still like is and he's dealing with it, but he's still, or not really dealing with it in the beginning, but he's still pretty like messed up about his dad, and obviously. And you know, his character in the show, and I don't know if this is in real life, but his character in the show struggles from ADD. He also has Crohn's disease.
Mm-hmm.
I think, does Pete Davidson have
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Okay. So like there's a lot going on with him personally and his character. And I don't know, I guess the point I'm just trying to make is it seemed very, very genuine and very, very real. And I thought it was done in a very well done way. Like, I think it was done very well. The whole, and the parts that shined for me with him, especially with the dialogue, were the instances where him and his sister were talking and arguing, because you can tell his sister loves him, obviously, and he loves her. Yeah. They have a very strenuous relationship. It's because his sister just can't understand him, and he like tries so hard, and he's a very blunt person. He just says what he thinks. He doesn't have any filter at all. Like he literally, and he like the amount of times he jokes about like harming himself and like doing very bad things it happens a lot. And he just, you can tell this person's very very hurt, very traumatized, and yeah, I don't know, you can tell he's a very damaged person.
That's true.
And I think it's very well done. That's all.
Oh, absolutely.
I just think that part is very, very accurately represented, and I think that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yes. Well, it brings so much to the movie, and I think it hands so much over to the audience, because, you know, I mean, no matter who you are, when you're watching a movie, you can tell if something's genuine from a mile away. Yep. I think most audiences are definitely able to do that. Mm-hmm. Most people are able to do that, and you can't. There's no substitute for that.
No.
And this is proof.
I mean, that's how comedy works in a way too.
Yeah,
is like,
absolutely.
you can tell the difference between genuine comedy and, you know, fake comedy. It's very, very obvious.
Yeah.
When a comic isn't genuine, I feel like. Yeah, I guess I'll get into just I just have two gripes with the film. One of them isn't even with. You're probably not even going to count one of them as a gripe, but I count it as a gripe.
Okay.
I know what you're going to think when I say this, but that's okay.
Oh God. All right, let's hear it.
This movie costs $20 to rent.
Okay.
I understand this movie obviously has to make money. $20 to rent this movie, in my opinion, is an absurd price to pay. Mm-hmm. That is double the price of a movie ticket. That is insane. Just to rent.
So let's say you're going to the movies with your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
How much are you going to spend?
Well, see, but that is the thing, and that's where I'm gonna get in a sec.
Okay.
Me and Emma did watch this, so we split it. So it was like the price for a movie ticket for both of us. So, but or like either way, like if one, like it, either way, like it would have just been the price of 2 movie tickets. I understand that. But what if you're just watching this movie alone, right? Like I just don't think it's a justifiable price cuz like I just think it's too much. I really do. I think that's kind of an absurd price to take. And I know they want to make money, but I think they would make way more money if this movie was more fairly priced for being renting it.
I don't think that's true.
I think if they price this movie at $15, if they price this movie even at just $15, I think more people would rent it. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think that if you're gonna watch it, you're gonna watch it. And this is a new movie. This is a brand new movie. At $20, it's expensive.
It's a lot of money just to rent a movie.
It's more than I want to pay.
Yeah.
But it's also so much more than we're used to paying to rent for movies, because most of the movies that we're renting have been older. Yes, and they've already been released in theaters and etc.
Yeah. But
this is a brand new movie.
I know, but even the newer movies that you can rent aren't $20. I don't think they are. But they
were released in theaters. This is a completely brand new movie. This is how it was released. And $20, I mean, I don't really like it either, but I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah. I don't know. Personally, I just think 20 is a little too much. I think the most reasonable price would be $12 to $15, my opinion. I understand some people are like, it's only $5. Like, fine. But what I'm saying is I think as a business model and as a principle, $15 just makes more sense. And I just think it's more fair, in my opinion.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I don't agree with that.
Okay.
But I mean, it'd definitely be nice if it was $15.
Okay. I don't know. I just think 15 is definitely the best price for it. But yeah, that's me at least. So that's one thing that really honestly annoyed me. It's because like I don't know. That just threw me off. I just really didn't think it would be. Like I said, yeah. But that's not really a gripe with the movie per se. It's just a gripe with how it's being marketed, I guess. But I do want to just say my one gripe, I guess, with my one gripe with the actual movie is the fact that I think the movie is a little too long. I don't think this movie needed to be 2 hours and 10 minutes in any I don't think there's any reason for this movie to be as long as it is.
Yeah, that's something. You know what? I do agree with that. I don't have a problem with the length necessarily, but I feel like this movie is a little strangely paced for being that length.
There are a lot of things that happen in this movie and a lot of things they put in this movie, and that's fine. There's a lot of characters, but this is the thing. Some things in the movie are just, I feel, kind of put in there, and they obviously all develop Pete Davidson. It's not like they're
unnecessary.
Wasted. Yeah, they're not unnecessary, but they also, some of them are also not necessary, in my opinion. It's not unnecessary, but it's not necessary. You know what?
So let me see if you will agree with this. That
yes,
some of the thing, I don't know if this is what you're trying to say, but so tell me if it is.
Yes,
that some of the things are just, oh God, what is the word now? Just reinforcing things that we've already established.
And not even like, there's just some things that could be put on the chopping block, I think.
Okay, sure, yeah.
There are some things that could have definitely been cut from this movie, and this movie could have easily been an hour and like 40 minutes. Like,
Oh
I
yeah,
just
you know what? I do agree with that, but
and
I also enjoyed it a lot. So
that's the thing.
yeah,
That's the issue. And it's not this is my only big gripe with the movie. And it's not that it's a bad movie, and it's not that I didn't enjoy it. It's just it just didn't need to be as long as it was for the movie it is. And I think there are things that could have been cut. It could have been a little bit more concise. There are also some storylines that, and I understand it's about Pete Davidson. I get that. There are just some storylines where they ended them off is a little weird.
yeah.
I guess I'll just say it, like the homies, the way they kind of fit into this movie.
I'm sorry, what?
He calls them the homies. He
Oh, okay.
does. He does.
No, I
He
know.
calls
It
them
just
the
didn't.
homies.
It's just funny to hear you say it like that, just because so nonchalantly.
But he they fit. They obviously like have their part in the movie, and I understand that they obviously need to be in there. I don't know. I think the way they kind of fit in the movie was just a little awkward. And I think, like, just with the other storylines, and I think the way they especially ended their whole thing was also weird. They didn't I don't know. It was just a very strange way to end there.
Yeah,
like
that's
it
true.
kind of just felt
It was a little weird, but we're also Pete's the one we're following, so I can forgive them for that.
Exactly, but I'm just saying, of things they could cut, I'm just pointing out there are definitely parts of this movie that could be cut out.
Sure.
To make this a more concise movie, in my opinion. I think this movie could be a little bit more concise because for a lot of it, there's a lot of things that are happening, which is fine. There's just a lot of things that are happening. But they just need to I just think if they made it more concise, it would make it feel a little less
it would help the pacing.
Yeah, I guess that's the way I'm trying to say it. So yeah, that's my main thing with the movie. That being said, I still did enjoy the movie, even though it was probably like 30 minutes longer than it needed to be. And I think that's mainly because I like Pete Davidson.
Right.
And he's great in this movie, and he does a great job. And yeah, I guess that's really all I got to say about it. You got anything else you want to say?
No, I think we pretty much covered it. I'm interested to get to the ratings.
Yeah. I'm gonna give this movie 8 juice boxes out of 10.
Okay, I like that.
I was between 7.5 and 8.
Really? Okay. I would have gone the other way.
8 or 8.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gosh. So tough. Honestly, yeah, I've got to give this movie an 8.5 for sure.
Okay.
Everything is so well done.
Yeah. It's very well done.
And again, it's honestly just the brief moments of pacing. I'll tell you the truth, and I could very almost give this movie a 9.
Wow.
But there's just something I can't quite articulate that's holding me back. And again, it's honestly just that pacing issue. There was literally a moment in this movie where there was they cut to a different scene, and it could have been. I mean, I completely lost a sense of time. I was like, this, because the only reason I knew is because Pete came out and said something about last night, this is what we did or whatever. But I mean, it could have been like weeks afterwards.
I know.
So
it was, I will say, we didn't talk about this at all. The girl who, the main girl, like one of like his like,
his lady friend.
Yeah. She's really good in this. I think she's great. I love her
character. Who plays Kelsey. She nailed it. She really
nailed it, and her character was great. Oh, I also want to say, loved the ending of this movie. This movie's ending, when it ended, I knew it was going to end. Like, it was one of those movies where you're like, okay, it's going to end right here. It ended, and immediately when it ended, I was like, I don't know if I like that. Like, I didn't know right away if I liked it. I slept on it. I woke up. And then I literally woke up and I was like, you know what? And I thought about it and I was like, no, because like I don't want to spoil the movie, but the way it ends is visually, and it's just very much perfect for where it starts. So I actually
I think so too.
I think the ending like could come off as a little jarring, but I sat on it and I really liked it. So I'm a big fan. And like I said, there's a lot of comparisons in my opinion of The Graduate here. And I think
that's an interesting comparison. I like it a lot. And I think if people, really once people watch this movie, they'll know exactly what you mean.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, man, eight juice boxes for me, 8.5 for you. Yeah, great fucking movie. I will say one more thing about this. I know we disagree on the price. I mean, I know you would rather it be 15, but I know you don't really dislike the fact that it's. You understand the reason why it's 20. I just personally, I think it should be 15, at least. But I will say, that being said, it is if you can watch this with someone else, definitely do that. But it's I think it is, even though it is a little expensive in my opinion, it is worth the $20 to rent.
Yes.
Still doesn't make me happy about it.
Well, of course not.
Anyhow, yeah, let's get to the next movie.
Okay.
Na 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 Batman.
Okay.
Andrew, what movie are we doing?
Jesus Christ, don't rope me into that.
Andrew, what movie are we reviewing?
Good God, Joe.
What's the throwback this week?
The throwback this week is Batman, the 1966 movie. Starring Adam West and Burt Ward.
Hell yeah.
Which is based on the television series that aired from 66 to 68.
Yes.
This movie came out between the first and second seasons of the show. The show ran for 120 episodes. This is back. Yeah. This has been, they just put out so many of them, because the thing about the show, the television show, is that every episode was a two-parter.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's an excellent. It's very much of its time. I'll say that. So the movie is it stars, like I said, Adam West as Batman, Burt Ward as Robin. It's got all of the same actors from the television show playing there. Now, I don't know if, because for at least the Riddler and Catwoman, I'm not sure if anybody besides Burgess Meredith played the Penguin, but sometimes on the series they would switch up the actor who played them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, it's very interesting. They did it with Mr. Freeze a bunch of times as well.
They never did that with Cesar Romero, right?
Nope. He always stayed the same.
Yeah.
And again, I think that Burgess Meredith, who played the Penguin, might have been constant. So they've got everybody. But they've got, I would say, maybe the most famous Riddler was Frank Gorshin. And it's tough to say with Catwoman, because when I think of Catwoman on this show, I do always think of Lee Merriweather, but Eartha Kitt, who played Catwoman as well many times, she's also very famous for the role.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. That's just the
Crazy.
way it was back then. So in this movie, 4 of Batman's greatest enemies have now teamed up, and their plan is to kidnap the delegates from different countries around the world. And
Yep.
the way
So
that they're
fun.
going to do this is not by pulling up in a van and putting a bag over these people's heads and kidnapping them. No, that's not quite inspired enough. Their plan,
Mm-mm.
the Joker, the Riddler, the Penguin, and Catwoman, is to dehydrate all of the delegates to the point where their bodies become powder, and then they will collect the powder and hold that for ransom. And it's only Batman and Robin can stop it. Now, Conan O'Brien has said several times that he considers the television series to be maybe one of the best comedies ever made. Now, the first time I heard that, I was very interested because, watching the show as a kid, I never thought of it as a comedy. I always just thought of it as Batman.
Yeah.
Watching this movie, this might be one of the funniest movies ever made, without
It's
a doubt.
really it's pretty fucking funny.
And it's so everybody is taking what they're doing so serious. The characters are taking themselves so seriously. I know that, on IMDb, this is classified as comedy. One of the genres that it's classified under, there's a couple.
Mhm.
I can only guess about the actual intention of the production. Part of me hopes that it wasn't necessarily supposed to be a comedy, but it had to be because some of these things are so
Yeah.
outlandish, but it's so wonderful. Like it had to be, especially because the part where Batman is running with the bomb, and he was like, oh, he can't find a place to dispose of this cartoonish bomb, just a big black ball with a fuse coming out of it, and he sees like the ducks and stuff that he can't then. But I think my favorite line of this movie might be when, oh god, it's so ridiculous.
There's so many, dude.
There's so many things that are so ridiculous, but I love the line when the Riddler sends Batman and Robin are in the office of Commissioner Gordon, and they're going over this riddle. What's oh gosh, now I can't. I wish I had written it down. I can't remember exactly, but it's
I know what part you're talking about.
Yes, the riddle is something along the lines of what weighs 6 ounces in a tree and is incredibly dangerous. And they don't have to think about it for a second.
No, they just know.
Right off the bat, Robin knows immediately that the answer that he presents to the group is for what is the most, what's dangerous and weighs oh god, there's so many other riddles as well.
Mm-hmm.
What weighs 6 ounces in a tree and is super dangerous? And Robin goes, a sparrow with a machine gun. Batman just goes, yes, of course, that's absolutely right. How could it be anything else?
Why a sparrow? It's so fucking ridiculous.
The other one that I do have here is what has yellow skin and rights? And the answer, do you know what the answer is, Joe? Or do you want to guess? What has yellow skin and rights?
Oh, a ballpoint banana.
A ballpoint banana.
You know why? The only reason why I know this is because I found a website that has every single riddle from the Batman TV show and movie.
Oh, okay.
And it says, and it has all of them. And dude, these are fucking incredible. But yeah, a ballpoint banana.
I mean, the way that I don't think I'm going to be able to describe it even, but the way that they figure out that it's all of these villains working together is so roundabout and convoluted. It just makes no sense. It's so funny. Oh my God, this is a funny movie.
It is. And then look at, like, okay, listen to this. It goes, what has a yellow skin and writes? And then a ballpoint banana. What people are always in a hurry? Rushing people. Russians. And then Robin goes, I've got it. Someone Russian is going to slip on a banana peel and break their neck. And then Batman goes, exactly, Robin. It's the only possible answer. What?
Of course it is. Of course it is.
It's the only possible answer. I don't know, Batman.
Oh my God.
Fucking funny.
Oh, it's incredible. And
oh my God.
I mean, obviously all of the dialogue basically in this movie is ridiculous. That's only one aspect. The whole nother aspect that we haven't talked about is this movie. There are moments in this movie where Robin just goes into like a PSA. There's one about alcoholism, and I can't remember another example, but he does it a couple times, and it basically, I mean, there's moments in this, there's scenes that are just taken from, Batman, The More You Know, the movie.
It's so fucking funny.
It's
so ridiculous. This movie is so many things.
Yeah.
And like, this movie is probably, and this is going to be a shocker.
Oh boy.
It's probably the most accurate comic book movie out there for the time.
I've read quite a few comics that were the inspiration of the era, that were the inspiration for this show and this movie. And I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that.
I've heard it's very like,
it certainly takes it to the next level.
Yeah, because like I've read some like of the detective comics, like the detective comics, like older Batman stuff, and it's like obviously
like the early 60s.
Yeah, and obviously like it does end up getting like way darker, but
yeah,
before then, this is pretty accurate.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fucking great.
And it's
dude,
so everything about it.
Yeah, I want to talk about one thing.
Okay.
That might seem a little different because like it's just different than the comedy aspects. This is just genuinely true.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best Batmobile of all time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
This
Batmobile's kick-ass.
Fucking cool, dude.
It's awesome.
Oh
it's
my
so crazy.
God, it's awesome. It's a fucking it's just such a dope car. It's so sick. Dude, that's why I really hope the new Batmobile looks like
that's
like
the thing.
more...
The Batmobile is now, and it still looks cool, but a lot of times this idea of the Batmobile is kind of like just a little bit of a modified
tank,
black sports car, or a tank, yes, obviously, which was great for the Nolan series, but it's not my favorite. But this is, I mean, you can't you can't
beat this.
You can't beat it. You can't recognize this as anything else. You can't confuse it with anything else.
It's just so classic. I love it. It's a great car, great Batmobile. So that's one thing that like is one of the greatest parts of this era of Batman. There's Cesar Romero's Joker is also phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. Gosh, I mean, he goes in on that role so hard, dude. I mean, he leaves.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
It's ridiculous. He's so funny too. But it's also just ridiculous because they literally paint over his mustache.
That's wonderful. And that's the thing.
Oh,
Nobody
good.
cared. Nobody cared.
No, like you can tell, like, this is before like superheroes were like a serious matter in any way, shape, or form. Like, this is when they were still like, this was like just basically for kids.
Yeah.
But I watch it now and I fucking think it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
It's so funny.
Hilarious. And it works great. And dude, Adam West as Batman is also just phenomenal. I love Adam West. He was just great, like in this role. He's so funny and it's awesome.
And it's so interesting. You touched on this a few minutes ago, but to get into sort of the more theatrical details of it, as far in regards to this movie, it's so interesting the way that they adapted the comic book sensibilities into the movie,
like the Bam, Pow.
The Bam, Biff, Pow. That's such an interesting choice to make.
Well, it was obviously an easy way for them to film the action scenes too.
Right. And it's such which is
it's so cheesy.
And it's a curious solution to that.
Yes,
it's phenomenal. I mean, it's iconic. The costumes are excellent. It's also so funny to see Batman with a gut, or at least not a six-pack. Everything is as tight as it can possibly be on, even like the Riddler's costume and stuff. It's such a, it makes so much sense. Just, I don't know. I mean, if nobody had ever done it before, which, I mean, there were a few Batman adaptations before this show, but if no one had ever really adapted a comic book in a way that, to live action before, it's almost like, of course you would do it this way. Yeah. And it's just so different from what it's evolved into now, obviously, but it's fascinating to look at. And it's so foreign to us now, I suppose, in a sense. But it's like, of course, that's how it should look. It's a comic book, for better or worse.
Yep, it's really good. It just adds to the charm of the whole movie.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You can't say this movie doesn't have charm.
No,
it's the whole movie, but God, it's so funny. I'm trying to think.
And the thing is, everybody is committing so hard. There's not an ounce of irony in the performances.
That's like that's what sells it, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with Cesar Romero. In my opinion, I think.
I would say, especially with him.
Yeah, he just is he's.
But it's certainly there with everyone, especially those villains. Sure.
Yeah, the Riddler is so good. The Penguin's great. They're all great. They're all great.
Now, how about
I
go ahead.
I just want to say, man, the fucking dehydrator or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Even when I was a kid, I remember I was watching this and I was like, how would this work? Because
science, Joe.
But not even like the science of like how it would work. Not even like the idea of turning people to dust and unturning them to dust. It's the idea of you take the dust. What if like you mix some of the dust in? Like what if the dust or what if you like lose a little bit of the dust?
Well, that's why they're very careful with it.
It's so funny and like it's so funny. Just the premise is so fucking wild. Like, it makes me feel like these people had to have been like, I don't know, man. It's just makes me feel like there was some other things involved in making this
substances,
idea.
Is that what you're referring to?
Oh, maybe some other powder was involved, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god. Well, potentially.
But it's so funny. I also wanted to point out this movie has two of the best scenes with Batman of all time. And you really cannot deny it once I say them. One, the bat shark repellent. That is obviously a very iconic scene for so many great reasons. It's so fucking funny. The shark, just the shark is so fucking funny. It's just such a fake shark on his leg. Yeah. And not only that, but this shark, if it was like, this shark should be eating his leg off, but it's not. And it's just like, there's so many absurd things with this scene. But that he's trying to beat it off and he can't beat it off. So he fucking gets the bat shark repellent. And he just
never leave home without it.
But that's where this whole like thing came from, where everything has to start with bat. Like, that's where the whole joke of like, get the bat, like, that's where it all came from, is the fucking bat shark repellent. So funny. Like, the idea that he just has to say bat in front of everything is so good. I love that scene. And he's on the ladder, and you just see Adam West like try and really bring it home that there's this shark on his fucking leg. His leg's gonna go any second. So great, dude. He should have won an Oscar for this role, honestly. Like, serious, dude. And then the other scene that's very iconic from this movie that everyone like points at is the scene with him and the bomb.
Yeah.
Dude, first off, this is the most not a bomb I've ever seen. Ever. Like,
it's
this
spectacular. It's like some Rocky and Bullwinkle ass shit.
Holy shit. No one has ever made a bomb like this ever. Even back in evil times, bombs never looked like this bomb. Oh my god, they might as well have put the Acme symbol on it. Like,
seriously.
This bomb was straight out of fucking Looney Tunes. It was so good, and he's running around with it, and it's one of the most comedic, it's one of the best comedy bits of all time. He's just running around with this bomb, and he doesn't know where to put it because everywhere he goes there's people. And he tries so many ways to get rid of this fucking bomb, and he just can't because they're just everywhere. There's people everywhere, and he goes, oh, these villains are just genius. There's nowhere to put it. And he's just running around holding this bomb, and everyone's running away from him. He's like, get away from me, get away. And I don't know, it just looks like a Charlie Chaplin film at a point. And there's this line. There's this fucking line that he says, and now I gotta find it. Fuck, I'm gonna find it right now. Batman. Yes, okay. I think he says something like, he says, some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Yep, that's the line.
Holy shit. I mean, that's a mic drop, right? That's all you need to. You know what, Adam West? Some days you really can't. It's just amazing.
That's one of the big takeaways.
It's so fucking funny. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's just iconic. The way it's shot and the way the choreographed, like, it's so cheesy and so ridiculous, but it's just charming. It's just charming, and it's just awesome, and it's so fun to watch. And it still is. It's still a treat to watch. Oh man, the music is iconic as well.
Absolutely.
Big thing with the music. God damn, just there's so many good things about this movie. You know what's funny? It's weird because how do you rate? Obviously, Time is what did this movie. Time actually did this movie a favor, you know.
Yes.
Because obviously, if film just existed back in the 1960s,
yeah,
that was even before Movie Milk. So I don't even know what we would have what that version of the show was called. But what was big in the 60s? I don't know. But I feel like we would have hated this movie.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And
as much as I hate to say it.
And like, it makes me think a lot about its rating.
Yeah.
Because we love it now, but it's not because it's like a good movie.
No, certainly not.
But it's not like a bad movie. It's like, I'm just, and I don't even know if you want to get to ratings yet. I'm sure you have.
I'm basically ready to go.
Okay, I didn't know if you.
I'll say one thing.
Yeah. Go for it.
It's just the the use of the Dutch tilt for the villains. It is. I mean, the camera is practically horizontal.
Yeah.
It is wild.
The guy went to film school and was like, Dutch angle means man is very bad.
There you go. And it's you know, it's so sinister. It's
so good. Dude,
it's so interesting.
There's nothing like the opening credits to this movie either. I can't believe I didn't even touch on it. There's nothing like the opening credits to this movie. The way they introduce the characters is nuts. Like, I've never seen a movie do this before.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like so basically they have all the characters come out, and they don't use their actors' names. They don't use the actors' actual names. They use the characters' actual names.
Right.
And then they introduce them as like their villain or superhero persona. It's so bizarre. It is so bizarre. And not only that, it's like each character gets their own, like, I don't know. It's like the intro scene is like its own thing, completely separate from like.
It's almost it's almost like you're opening up a variety show or something. It's very interesting to do in a movie.
It's so strange, and it's fucking wild, man. It's very weird. Yeah, I love it because it adds to just how weird and wacky the movie is, and obviously, like, it works for the movie now, but it's a very strange choice. Just like a lot of things in this movie, obviously. But yeah, man. Yeah, it's just very interesting. But yeah, so what? I don't know. What are you thinking about rating this movie?
This is, like you said, this movie is very complicated to rate.
Yeah, it really is.
It's almost unrateable, but we got to do it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to have to give it. All things considered, I'm going to rate it 7.5 juice boxes out of 10.
Okay, I'm going to give it a 7. That's actually.
There you go. That's very close. That's fair.
I was worried that because I was always going to rate it either I was between 7 and 7.5. I could hear the argument for people giving it a 6. I agree more with a 7, I think. But I just think it's more enjoyable than a 6. But what I will say, I was worried because I thought you were going to give it. I didn't know what to expect because it is a very complicated movie to rate.
Right.
So I didn't know if you were going to rate it something really high either. If you were going to rate it like a 9, and I was going to rate it like a 7. Like,
you got to stick to your guns, Joe.
Yeah, but yeah. So 7 juice boxes, 7.5 juice boxes. Very fair, very fair. We've been very on point with our ratings lately. Only like honestly, like usually only half a point apart. Lately with these movies, but yeah. So, that's I think that's all we got for movies this week. So, yeah, great fucking episode. Good shit. I do want to say, so if you haven't already, check us out on Instagram, at film_juice. And also you can check us out on Twitter at film juice pod. We're also on Apple Podcasts now. Finally, we're on Spotify. Well, we've always been on Spotify. You can check us out anywhere. Podbean too, but mainly like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and yeah, some very big things to come. I'm very excited for. I'm very excited. Stuff has been going on behind the scenes. I'm very excited to show. I think we're both very excited to show what's been happening. So, just a little bit longer, and we'll be able to finally reveal that stuff. But anyhow, yeah, I think that's it for this week. So, as always, same time, same place next week.
Same bad channel.
I'm Judd Apatow.
I'm Andrew Canada, and we'll see you next time at the movies.
It's all right, Robin.
Holy heart failure!
Fortunately, I was able to dispose of that bomb in the nick of time and shield myself behind these heavy iron pipes.
You risked your life to save that riffraff in the bar?
They may be drinkers, Robin, but they're also human beings. And may be salvaged. I had to do it. But we've lost the trail of that angelic Miss Kitka. Stranded without a clue.